Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I was a teaching instructor when I was there. I have worked thousands of IRS cases. I'm a national expert in IRS controversy and tax resolution. I'm really an expert. I've written a best-selling book called Exposing Secrets for an Offer and Compromise, a settlement. I don't plug the book here. I just show you for credibility. What sickens me about this industry that I am in is every Tom, Dick, and Harry goes ahead, so many ads that you can get your IRS tax debt settled. And it's nothing full of nefarious characters that are advertising they can resolve your debt. Anyone who has a shingle puts it up, and I'm going to say 95% of these people have no idea what they're doing. They've taken a couple classes, and now they're trying to convince you because they can abate penalties and interest and do an offer and compromise to settle your tax debt, that, boy, they can go ahead and do that, and they're the best. Well, I worked at IRS. I worked offers. I used to accept offers, deny offers. I used to abate penalties, and then so I know everything about the industry. I was a revenue officer specifically in this field. A revenue officer is the person that used to abate penalties and interest for the IRS, and they used to accept and deny offers. The industry is full of nefarious people and businesses, some of them owned by hedge funds because there's a high price point, and they have a bunch of trained salespeople, and these salespeople know exactly how to hit your pain points. They know how to operate. They take classes. They know how to get a lot of money on you because they make promises that most of the time they cannot fulfill. It's impossible. When I hear some of these ads about the Fresh Start program, IRS writes off millions of dollars a year. While both are true, they're about true by this much, by a hair, just to make sure it's truth enough that you can't take them to court. But most of these companies should be put to bed by the Attorney General, but because it's expensive litigation, the government is not going to want. So I'm making this video so you can understand who's who in the industry. Anyone promising you that they can settle your tax debt, usually as a big box firm, you see all their advertising, you're speaking to a salesperson. If you want to get an offer and compromise through or a penalty abated, you must speak to someone who's either an attorney, a former IRS agent, enrolled agent, or a CPA. Why? These are the only people that can represent you in front of the Internal Revenue Service. 95% of the people you're speaking to are salespeople trained. They may even lie and say they're one of these four things just to get you to give them money. I'm going to tell you at the end of the day, you better check everyone out. You want to have a one-on-one conversation with people to see if they're real. Look at the settings, see what they're about. Let them convince you why they can go ahead and win your case. I have worked thousands of these cases, and my God, the ads make me sick. Half these people should be put in jail for fraud. So I'm trying to give everybody a warning. Be careful. As soon as they say they can abate penalties and interest and they know they can settle your tax debt, unless someone's doing a deep dive on your case, it's not going to happen. If someone's just looking at a transcript, not going to happen. There's a lot more work involved. As a revenue officer, I used to do both. I am an expert in here. This is just a general warning. Be very careful. My phone is just full of calls, sickening calls of how many people have been ripped off. Look, I do this work. I'm just trying to tell you, use a lot of caution. Please don't get ripped off, okay? By the way, if you try to get your money back, they're in another state. You can't. Anyway, I'm just trying to throw you a warning. My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. Thank you for listening. Give me a subscription. I always tell you the truth. Thank you.